This is the self-growth that I feel that I have had over the last semester. So my conflict scenarios, most of them were based off of real situations that happened at work. Now, obviously, these situations were embellished for the sake of the class and meeting some of the requirements, but overall, the basic premise behind them was pretty much what happened at work. So I feel like what went well in these scenarios is that I was able to apply the concepts we learned in the reading. I was able to practice the conversations with another person. So taking the stuff that we learned in class and practicing with another person to kind of help solidify everything and make it seem a little bit more real. And I could see how the situations could have been handled better with the concepts that we learned. So obviously the situation already happened at work, and I could kind of get a redo and see how I could have better applied some of these concepts to make the situation end a little bit better than what it did. What could have been better is that I didn't get to deal with any real emotions in the conflict scenarios. So obviously we were using fake emotions with a friend or family member to kind of depict what these scenarios might have played out to be. So obviously in a real situation, it might be a little bit different when you're dealing with somebody's real emotions. So my real life conflict at work, I currently work in human resources. So I'm obviously dealing with people in disagreements all the time, people not getting along for whatever reason it might be. So knowing how to apply these concepts to work to be able to handle these people who are disagreeing with each other, disagreeing with me, disagreeing with whatever it is they're disagreeing with, it really just helps to feel like I have a better grasp on some of the situations and I can help de-escalate situations that arise. These concepts have also helped me stop problems before they got too big or too out of hand. At home, the concepts I've learned have also helped me solve problems, especially with my husband. So, silly arguments always happen between people, but these concepts have given me the ability to kind of stop and take a step back before I say something that could make the situation potentially worse than what it needs to be. So are people safer in my presence? For the most part, I would say yes. The concepts that I've learned in the class have given me more knowledge on how to handle hard situations. So I feel like I'm better prepared when these situations arise. I can kind of be a mediator or I can help solve problems. Knowing how to address people that are tense. So again, in de-escalating a situation, before a situation gets too far out of hand, if I hear two people arguing or disagreeing, I can step in and kind of give everybody a little bit of a cool down phase before we really dig in and talk about what the bigger problem is here. Now with this, obviously some situations I still feel like I need practice. So maybe the more intense situations, I feel like those situations I will get better with as they come along. But for what I've learned so far, I feel like I can handle most minor situations. And for my future, the skills learned will definitely help me in my career, obviously, as I go forward in human resources and I work my way up in the company. Um, it will help me still to be able to handle the tough situations when I step into possibly having to reprimand people, fire them, take away incentives, that kind of stuff. This class will definitely help in that sense. And in my family and overall life, it will continue to help me de-escalate situations, know how to handle the hard situations, and be able to talk to people instead of let things get out of hand and turn into yelling and screaming.